Hey everyone, it's Tuesdays, and Tuesdays here on the channel are comic book days. So on Tuesdays we talk about comic book related subjects. They could be the comic books themselves, they could be comic book adaptations such as video games based on comic book characters, such as cartoons based on comic book stories, movies, you name it. As long as they have some sort of connection to comic books, they're eligible to be a topic discussed on Tuesdays here. So a particular comic book adaptation I've been wanting to talk about is the Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's been on my backlog of topics to talk about for quite some time, so let's get right into it. So right from the start, the idea of this series was going to be a hard sell for me. Why? Because Captain America is one of my favorite Marvel characters, one of my favorite superheroes, period. So I'm a big Cap fan. To have a project that involved Captain America characters, but not Captain America himself, yeah, that was going to be a challenge to win me over. But I thought the show was pretty good. So it takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame, after Steve Rogers retires as Captain America and passes on his shield to Sam Wilson, and he wants Sam to take his place as the new Captain America. Now, at the start of the series, we find out that Sam didn't take it. He thought he was so unworthy to wield the shield, and so he relinquishes it to the authorities. Bucky is very upset with Sam's decision. But before we get to how he feels about Sam surrendering the shield, Bucky's been going through some challenges himself in the modern era. You thought Steve had it tough, to wake up in the modern era in a world that he didn't even come from. He comes from a completely different time. Now, Bucky has that, and he has a bloody past. Right? He's been used as a weapon for such a long time to, kill innocent people just because he was programmed to. Now, not only is he trying to live into today's society, but he's also trying to bury the past, forget the past. He's trying to recover from his bloody past in today's society. So yeah, big challenge for Bucky. Yeah, Steve was like the only piece of history that, he still had in today's world, but now Steve's gone. Yeah, Sam mentions that Steve is gone. But what does gone mean? You see, that's one of the mysteries in this show. Did Steve Rogers die, like shortly after he handed the shield to Sam? I mean, he was really old at the time. Or did he return, to the other timeline? Yeah, I don't think they ever made it too clear, but all we know is that Steve's not here right now. What else did I like about the show? Well, the dynamic between Sam and Bucky was good. They're button heads, and they have this buddy cop dynamic going on. Who doesn't love a good buddy cop story? They're very, very entertaining, they're very funny, and now, they go on missions, they go on adventures together, and then from there, they bond as comrades. So, as the missions go through, Bucky keeps, giving Sam crap for not, taking up the shield when Steve passed it on to him. Sam tries to explain to Bucky why he didn't. However, as time goes, Sam finally gets to the point where he decides to take up the mantle as the new Captain America. The suit looks really good. Yeah. Now, I knew that Sam was one of the people who took over as Captain America in the comics. To me, Captain America will always be Steve Rogers, but in Sam's case, they did it in a respectful way, so I can respect that. So, I say Sam is a good candidate if there absolutely needed to be a new Captain America. Sam was a good candidate. Is a good candidate. Are there any weak points with the series? Well, I wasn't a big fan of the Flag Smashers. The villains in the series were not, they just weren't my type of villains. I didn't find them interesting. but the story itself in general was still really good. So I give the series probably a 7 out of 10. I do look forward to, where the story continues from here. But anyway, for all you guys who saw the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what did you think of it? Was it not your cup of tea? Did you think it was great? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I'm Leo, and I will catch you all in the next upload.